Welcome back to the Berg Podcast. Thanks for joining me today. With me today is Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And so Father's Day was this weekend.
It was.
And it's always fun. Like, I'm fortunate enough to be in a spot where I still get to celebrate with my dad. Not my grandfather's, but my dad for sure. And it was cool because my kids, two of my three kids were around, which was fun. So, you guys.
So I postponed Father Day.
You postponed.
Father's Day. We talked about this. We had a soccer tournament over the weekend, and Aaron went to the beach. So I think I've just covered 2 of 3 of Tamara's topics there.
Soccer, surfing, and skiing.
Yeah.
Soccer. Yeah,
we could also the S's. I like to say S's because we go to sports. So anyway, we postponed Father's Day. So I was at home with 2 of the girls for a soccer tournament out in Hershey, and then we left straight from Hershey and drove to Ocean City to drop them off. But it was actually we had to work on the house down there, so I had plans. So our plan was to celebrate on the summer solstice, which is like my favorite day of the year, June 21st.
The 21st,
yeah, longest day of the year in terms of daylight. They know I like to eat at least 2 meals on the beach that day.
Yeah. The summer solstice thing always comes up, and I feel like this is maybe Ford, have we talked about this? The summer solstice thing in Alaska where they play the baseball game at midnight?
I didn't know about that. I mean, I always know Dan's because it's his favorite day, but I honestly didn't know because that's when they're 24 hours a day light, right?
Yeah, so they have daylight all 24 hours, and they start a baseball game at midnight. It's got to be like a minor league or something, right? I don't know enough details to talk about it.
It might be those what are those Savannah bananas or something might be fun. Doing it.
That actually looks like a really good time.
And they got to be really good baseball players.
Yeah, and
it's like the Harlan Globetrotters in baseball.
Yeah, and they sell out. Like every game, they sell out. Doesn't matter where they're playing, they sell out.
Somebody that works with us went, but I don't remember who it was. But I heard about it. They were like, I got tickets to the bananas. I was like, all right.
No way.
I looked at it and it was
did they come to Reading or Philly or where did they come to?
In Philly.
Oh, were they?
Oh, wow.
I think they were in Philly, which would have put them at the bank, I guess.
Yeah, wow. Yeah,
I mean, it's a show. It's fun. It's a neat thing.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to that guy talk? With the
guy that came up with it, the guy behind it.
Yeah, the guy behind it. Is he the owner of the Savannah Banana franchise?
I read an article about him. I'd never heard him talk about it.
Okay. I heard him talk just in social media style clips. They have 4 teams. I thought it was a team, so I don't really know how this works truthfully. But do they just play each other? Do they travel and play other teams?
I genuinely, I mean, the Globetrotters always play the same team, right? They always play the Generals or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they always play the same team or they play, because it'd be like Ford played out here that make it you or Cole, playing baseball, and you're at the top of your game, which is going to get you to college or the minor leagues, right? That's where the teams they would play would be. And then you come out and just get made a fool of by guys who are dancing while beating you. That would be hard to get people to do without paying them. You know what I mean? You'd have to get paid extra to be made a fool of.
I mean, we're all talking because none of us have seen it, but it feels like they're made for social media.
Yeah.
Short clips. I don't know if the quality of actually is good. It's more about the trick play. You know what I mean? I think the Harlem Globetrotters, if they actually, I don't even know if they're still around, but they were before their time because they're funny plays. I mean, I watched one of them play one time, and the actual long term of it wasn't that interesting. It was about those 5 or 10 crazy things that they did, and I wonder if this is the same thing because the only time I've ever seen them, it looks like a huge party, and it looks like some crazy play where they flip the ball upside, behind their head or that kind of thing. But I don't know what the rest of the game actually looks like.
Yeah, I was curious of that too. I was like, what
is the level of play?
Is it a 9-inning game? Is it fun for 9 innings?
I don't know.
Is it
we're gonna have to do some research. Somebody's got to go to a Bananas game, or I'll try and figure out who it was that from our team that went.
Their whole thing though is customer experience, or fan experience,
right. Minor leagues.
Yeah, everything that they do is based on the fan being engaged and having a good time. That's what the guy talks about. He's like, we're not the Globetrotters, it is a show, but it's a show for the fans. It's I don't know. It was interesting to hear him kind of say talk about why it exists. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Globetrotters?
Yeah.
So because I've seen them. Ford, have you seen the Globetrotters?
I feel like it. I just can't place for the time, but I did because that's what I was talking about. Like, a couple trick plays were cool, but the rest of it was like, okay, why don't we just only play offense and do tricks here? Because I really don't feel like watching you play defense and running up and down the court. All I want to see is like some crazy pass or something like. Yeah.
Globetrotters is actually terrible basketball.
Yeah,
it's bad. But the entertainment value.
It might be better than the NBA right now, but that's just another story.
Mara's been watching the games.
That's fair.
And these guys can play. Their athletic ability, their athleticism, their ability to shoot. In the NBA finals, it's outrageous. It's just the clock's going to expire. They can throw a ball up from the full length of the court, and they will hit the backboard. Like, it's close.
Sure,
they make a win.
Yeah.
But they have modified some of the rules of basketball that really changed the game. Like, I actually called
my goodness, they can carry a ball half a mile.
Okay, so the carry and the palm in the ball, that was bad.
Yeah.
But now there's this gather step thing. So you have a step and a half to gather, right? So in theory, I could stop dribbling and then take 1.5 steps, which how do you determine a half step?
Right.
Because as Big Daddy Kane said, there ain't no half stepping. So, right? Ain't no half stepping, Ford. So 1.5 steps, and then you get 2 steps. So I think it was. So
3.5 steps. So it used to be.
It used to be 2.
Okay.
Now they got 3.5. Call it 4, because how do you get to a half step, right? And I forget which one of the Pacers it was, but he drew a foul, made the basket, and got an and one. He stopped dribbling outside the 3-point line. Like, he was 3 foot outside the 3-point line. Stopped dribbling. Yeah. He's 7 foot tall.
Sure, he's sticking
3 steps got him 30 feet. Whatever that math is, or close enough that he got airborne and threw up a ball that went in. Then it went in, right? Because it wasn't even like a circus shot. These guys just make crazy shots,
just giant lunging.
And I called my brother-in-law, who's a basketball coach, and I was like, "Are you watching this? That has to be a travel." And he was like, "No, the gather step." And I was like, what is the gather step? And he was like, well, you have like a step and a half where you can gather the ball after you stop dribbling. And I was like, that's like a third of the court.
I don't know. I don't even understand it. I'm not sure. Like, yeah.
It's funny because when Allen Iverson started all this like stuff, he was able to do it mostly within the rules. I just remember him doing the crossovers and all that kind of stuff. But nobody else did it at that point. It's just transitioned so much now that like I can't watch it because, they got that. You can palm the ball. I remember getting called for that, playing in high school. If you like carried the ball and rolled your hand over, you had to always bounce it from the top. And now you can do, and it's fine. It's what it is. But it's just like I literally was watching something the other day. And then I was playing on Monday night, and I said to the guys, like, what is now considered like palming the ball? And they're like, oh, that doesn't even exist anymore. I was like,
it's not even
no.
Yeah.
But it's a whole different game.
I was watching it for it. I don't know if I don't think you've watched any of it, but the final, because Mara is really into sports. She likes to watch all different things. And Oklahoma City can play defense. It's smothering. They make you make mistakes. I think Mara said last night Pacers had 22 turnovers.
That's wild.
And they're solid. They weren't unforced errors. They chased them into the backcourt twice. Yeah. How hard imagine them trying to chase Iverson into the backcourt. It's not going to happen.
That's right. It's not going to. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But their defense is they're smothering. It's something to watch.
We were at. Did I tell you this? So this is a couple weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. My family, we went to the Post Malone and Jelly Roll.
I happened to talk to you when you were driving down.
We were on the way. That's right. We were on the way down.
Wait, who'd you see?
Post Malone and Jelly Roll.
Did Jelly play his old stuff or his new stuff?
A lot of new stuff. He played some old stuff. A lot of new stuff.
He's completely changed. Old and new because he hasn't been.
Well, he's
been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's been around.
And his old stuff is better. He just changed that. He went to okay, if I want to sell records, I got to sing ballads versus his older stuff was a lot more word based.
Yeah. I actually thought he was fantastic. I thought I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it. I was glad. So I was I always thought man, I wish I would have seen Post Malone before he went country. But 60% of Post Malone's set was not country. It was his older music, his popular music. Mm-hmm. And Jelly Roll, I was kind of whatever. He's only going to play new music because most people only know him by his new music. He did play a little bit of old music, but Jelly Roll's performance was fantastic. I was really, I was impressed. I was really impressed. And
Brian's seen some shows.
Yeah, I've seen some shows. He was good. He actually gave a really cool testimony in the middle of the show, which I didn't expect. I don't really know that. I didn't know that side of like the Jelly Roll story. Yeah, but yeah, gave a cool testimony. But anyways, Post Malone brought out Iverson. So yeah,
I heard Iverson was there.
Yeah. So you said Iverson a few minutes ago, and I was like, I saw Iverson, but yeah, he was at the show, and I guess that's what like Post Malone's doing right now, like in cities where they have like local celebrity or things that are pop culture icons or whatever. When Iverson is, I guess, a little bit of both.
Well, I'm not a huge
Waylon did that.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge, like Post Malone guy. Like I know all this. I don't know the lyrics of it, but I think I saw something that said in one of his songs there's something about Iverson. So when he came out with there was some tie.
He has a song called White Iverson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It's not my scene, but that's all right.
Yeah,
I mean, I like him. I just, it's not my.
It's okay. Hey, I thought it was good though. It was fun. So, it was at the bank, and so it was outdoors. Which like when you go to huge stadium tours, you're never really sure what you're gonna get, but it was fun. Made a good time.
Yeah, there was
last one. I was at the bank for a tour or a concert. It was Jeezy and Justin Timberlake. That was a long time ago.
Holy smokes! Yeah.
I mean, I got to own it. I got to be honest. Last time I was at the bank, it was Taylor Swift to see with the girls.
See the
show. You see the Swifties. Yeah, it was. That's a whole thing. She puts on the show though.
I've heard that. I don't know. But, I can't get into it. I mean,
I know.
Yeah. But I guess if my daughter was into it, that would be different.
Well, I'm not suggesting that I would go to like Taylor Swift by myself. I'm not. I'm not into it. Let's be clear. I'm just acknowledging that she's talented and she puts on a really good show that's complete.
Do you listen to Taylor Swift when the family's not in the car?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. All right.
No. If the girls aren't around,
I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just,
I mean, I'm going like Rock the Bells or Serious Fly or
it's okay.
I'll go straight to rap by myself.
I listen to a lot of stuff. Yeah. So
I got a little turbo on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some maybe Seriously Sinatra if I need to calm, like on a Sunday morning, by myself.
Yeah. But do we? Oh, so you postponed Father's Day?
I postponed Father's Day.
I was like, how did we get here?
I don't even know how we got here. Ford, what did you do for Father's Day?
Though it's interesting. Father's Day, maybe just because being personality, I enjoy celebrating my father, not being celebrated as a father. Thankfully this year there really wasn't a lot of celebration just because of logistics. But no, it's just kind of goofy at this point. It's better like kind of with the Brian thing where like if you're doing a couple different generations at the same time, you can kind of duck and weave a little bit better. But no, didn't do anything crazy. Got to spend a lot of time with the girls, but wasn't any due to logistics. They're like, we were going to make you breakfast in bed. I'm like, that would have been great, but I was up 3 hours before you guys were, so that doesn't really work out so well.
You can make me lunch and not in bed.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
so no, it was a bummer I couldn't see my dad because he's out of town, but that's always much more fun because usually we get a guilt-free day to maybe play a round of golf or something with him and spend some time. But didn't happen this year, but probably next year.
Yeah, I felt bad. Your dad, I figured I would see him, and then it worked out. I got down so late I wasn't able to see your dad. But your mom's texted me a couple of times because she wants to play soccer. She wants the girls to play soccer, so they're headed back here, and then once they get back, I think they're going to go play with your family.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw my dad. We went to dinner. It was nice, but Aiden's traveling. Aiden's away with his girlfriend's family. So yeah, Addie and Gavin were in town. We all went up to the Heritage and had dinner on Saturday night with my dad. I coached in the morning, and yeah, that's how I spend my time anyway.
Yeah, I saw something Ford. I saw something that said it was like a reel or whatever, but it said that Father's Day is like the 16th or 22nd, like most popular holiday, some ridiculous number.
Yeah,
and the guy's like going off. He's like, "Do you know Columbus Day is the 7th is ahead of it?" I was like, "This is not." This is not Mother's Day.
No,
you know what I mean, it's not. There's not the same marketing there.
Yeah, not the same.
There's definitely not the pomp and circumstance of that, you know.
Right. Sort of like Heavy Civil. We haven't done a good job of advertising for ourselves, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's cooler than it looks.
Yeah. When done right, this is.
That's our next venture. We're gonna start a social media platform advertising how cool it is to be a dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there we go.
Right. Ford will not be a part of that.
No, yeah.
He might support it. You know what I mean? He'll support it, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not signing up for any more podcasts, I don't think.
No. That's fair. I get it.
I was doing something the other day, and there's like someone gave a presentation on what we were doing, and they did less than qualified way of doing it. And I was like, man, I should do this because we've just experienced it. But I was like, there's the chance of that happening is between 0 and never. And Tamara goes, you saying you're volunteering? I was like, yeah, it's just not happening.
No. You know, like I could do a 1,000 time better job. I'm just not going to. Yeah.
I'd rather leave the other presentation stand.
Yeah. Well, I think like each one of us though, like gets drawn into those things because we end up being the one who could do a better job, right? Like I know, like all of us have talked to it. Like, you know, like I think that for some examples, like coaching, serving on the school board, you know, like a variety of things that each one of us has been drawn into. It's like, well, I could definitely do a better job than what's being done right now. So
yeah, I think you get lured into it. Ford to some degree, but I think you get lured into it the most. You know what I mean? Like I will do it out of a feeling of like obligation that I feel bad that people won't do it. But I'm also not in like I think I value my own time and view it as limited, not with my kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That I'm not as free with my time as you are. You're crazy. I mean,
so Brian's definitely the most giving of his time too. I can't keep track of the different things between Kiwanis and the school board and the coaching thing.
Multiple coaching things. Yeah.
Well, you know what the guy say? Like you only have a couple things you can give: time, talent, and treasure. And so I don't have much talent or treasure, so I just give my time.
Wow. I think you're.
Well, it takes both. It takes the talent and the time.
You had some talent in what you're giving your time on. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I do feel bad though because I feel like there's a lot of places that people could help. You know, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So Erin often, like circling back to the Father's Day thing, Erin will often she gets so mad in the opposite way because Erin will wake up and get the girls set up, make them breakfast, make them lunch, get all their clothes together, just do everything that makes our life go. Mm-hmm. And we're down the beach, especially like we're down the beach and I'll get some stuff done, but at the end of the day, at some point we're going to go to the beach and I get the cart and we start walking to the beach and people will like say like, hey Dan, how you doing? Like, it's so great to see you with your kids and you're such a great dad. And Erin's like, you literally did nothing today. Like you woke up, like you might have done some work around the house or outside, but she said like, I did everything and I walk by them like 5 times a week and they don't say anything to me.
Yeah. It's funny because I think that I think it's a generational thing. At least it feels that way for me. Like I think our generation, and because we're all a similar age, I think that our generation, I would not say that. So our parents' generation, I thought they were great parents. Like my dad's a great dad, right? Spent a lot of time with me, But I think our generation like has seen that example and to some extent like said, well. And they say this about like the Xers and whatever the generations is that we are.
I'm the X.
Yeah, so X.
I'm X.
What am I?
You're right on the border.
I'm like a millennial or something weird. Yeah. Anyways, I think you're the same, right, Ford? But they say like our whole thing was like let's do something better than what our parents did. Mm-hmm. So I think like in a weird way, like us showing up was like, oh, these guys are good dads.
Yeah, that's what I say. The failure of my gender makes me look better.
Yeah, yeah. And now, like younger generations, it's like, what do you mean? Like you didn't like breastfeed the baby? It's like, well, I couldn't. I don't have that's not an excuse. Just because you don't have the right apparatus doesn't mean. And like, wow, like this is like
well, okay. So I had 2 questions there that came out. Number one, how old's your dad?
My dad is 65.
Okay, so so there's a decade between your dad and my dad.
Yeah, all right.
But then the other thing is Erin's down the shore with her her step siblings, let's call them, right? And she called me and she was like, "Hey, I was with Karen and Ryan, and and they parent completely different than us. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
That's okay. Yeah.
And she was like, his daughter Stella, their daughter Stella, was like upset. And they said, and Ryan came out and said, it is okay to have those feelings. And she said, I just, I stayed out of it, said nothing. But then she like walked away and called me. Because she was like, because if Charlotte had done that, it wouldn't have been good. You know what I mean? And like we joke about it that Erin, Erin takes like an honorary Gen X card. Like she uses my age to get her back to the 70s baby, so that we can behave that way. Mm. You know what I mean? And I told her something that I said to Charlotte. Like Charlotte and I had we'll call it a discussion.
Okay.
About something that I thought, and then we disagreed on how it should go. And I was like, well, you see how I handled that? Like they were whatever you're talking about. You know what I mean? That you don't have the appropriate apparatus, but it doesn't matter. So they're like, whatever that generation is. And I'm still riding, Gen X. Like it's, and there's so much of that stuff now, that they talk about. Like, you grew up, come home when the lights are on. Your parents, as soon as your parents let you go, you went out so you could go, play and just not have to do things. And
I think just simply not being like, latchkey kids or whatever that term was.
That was it, latchkey.
I think it's simply our kids not being latchkey kids means that like we're present, and it's sort of a weird standard to have like. But you're talking about like you showed up at the beach with the girls, and even though
Erin had done all of Erin, and Erin does the same thing every. Like in other words, Erin might do that on a Tuesday, and the same people are there. But on a Saturday, when I show up, they're like, Dan, you do such a great job. She's like, I did this 4 times today, which that makes me laugh, right? Because that tells you how fortunate we are that 3-4 times a week they're walking to the beach.
That's cool.
So I don't know. So Father's Day for it. That's all it is.
I was laughing what you said about that, because the funny part is that like sometimes you jump back and you kind of like, I don't know, there's certain things happen, and like because it's the more shared experience than it was in a different generation. Like we were at breakfast one morning and some of the guys were talking about like sometimes you kind of wish it was a little more,
Yep.
One was a provider, the other was the taking care of the family, and then it's just not that way anymore. And sometimes you get caught in between because we were raised in a way. And so you're like, what is going on? And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's 2025. It's not, 1970 or 80 or 90 or whatever we all were raised. But it's like sometimes you just get caught. You're like, what is going on here?
Well, and I think, it's a slightly different topic, but something that I've talked about with people, and we've talked about it as a group, but not on the podcast necessarily, is you have to be really careful, I think, because when you say like you go back to that one person's the provider and one person's the caretaker, and then you picture like the 50s, and you know what I mean, like the guy comes home and his drink's there and he has his pipe and he just sits down and the wife does everything. Like that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is a lifestyle that allows someone to be responsible and available to raise a family, and then someone else to provide so that the family can run, right? You're talking about like you can tie it right to Bird Construction, right? Like in other words, like you got to have operationally somebody like me who's going to be in a position where we're going to, we're going to go get jobs and we're going to figure out how we're going to do it. We need more people. We need more equipment. We need all these things. And then there's got to be somebody that does all the legwork that makes that happen. Someone who makes sure our financing is in place, make sure we have insurance, make sure we have the permits we need, make sure everybody gets paid, right? It doesn't actually get the work done, but without it, the work doesn't get done. And I think that's something that gets lost in translation generationally now, is that when you look at that single earner is the new term now, right? Like that single earner family setup, it's not about like the 1950s, sitcom picture. It's about being viable and enabling you to enjoy the family and the dynamics and grow up, right? To be able to be at your kids' events and to be able to be present and be there for them. But you can do that and then still have your kids be, like my girls are pretty rough and tumble. You know what I mean? My girls, they go out and they run hard and fast. You know what I mean? They have go-karts thanks to you and dirt bikes, and you know what I mean? They can come home and be alone. They know where the key is to get in the house. You know what I mean? We can. You know what I mean? So it's not like you have to hover parent and micromanage if you're that way generationally or single earner parent, but it is a lifestyle choice to like say like, how do you want to raise your kids? And it's something that, as Father's Day is thinking about it, like it's important. That's one of the things I mainly focus on is like, how do we want to raise the girls and what example do we want to show them to say like, this is how we think you parent.
Yeah.
And sometimes they disagree with me. You know what I mean? Sometimes like, well, my friends, and I'm like, well, then I don't think you live with your friends. I think you live here. And this is how we're gonna run.
That's always tough. Like I remember our kids when they were, especially when they were younger, like, well, that's not what my friends' parents do. And I'm like, well, we are not your friends' parents.
Yeah.
like we're going to do things differently.
Yeah.
And
Ford, I'll give you a crazy one. I don't know. I think we talked about it in principle, right? But Charlotte has been on a tear because of some of her friends that she wants to wear a halter top or a tube top.
Oh my!
Right?
Yeah.
She's 11, right? There's no reason for that, and so I said no. And then she harps on it, Charlotte, that she'll be an attorney someday. She just wants to argue about it, and she's tried every angle. She's tried my friends wear it. She's tried what's the harm. She's tried Mara has a shirt that got too small. That's basically a halter top, and you don't make her get rid of it. Like she's tried a lot of different angles. And finally, I had just had enough, and we were driving. I do not remember what she said that triggered me, but I explained to her exactly why I wouldn't want her to wear a halter top in terms of that it serves, in my mind as a man, no purpose other than to make a woman more noticeable. Like it's not a comfort thing in my mind. Like it's not that you're wearing a more comfortable shirt, right? And we probably get info@bergcons.com if you want to send us a message about Dan's opinion about this.
We might get some comments.
But I went into it. I was like, you're 11. Like there's no reason for this. That's not where I am. I don't care what anybody else does. I don't care what anybody else wears. Yeah. You know what I mean? Someday when you're older and you're responsible for yourself, you can wear what you want. And if you want to wear something that I might not like, I can't do anything about it. But today you're going to wear something reasonable because I don't think you need to wear that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't see there's any benefit to it, and I think nothing good can come of it. So,
well, key part is like the parent kid relationship is just so changed. I think because of in the old days, I just remember my parents said something. There wasn't a lot of conversation about it. Now there is a lot more conversation. And then the second part is just that, what are you going to do? It's we're responsible for the children, and they might not like it, but we're responsible. And at some point, they get to make their own choices. But today's not the day.
Yeah, today is not that day.
It's that day for Brian.
Mm.
Brian's got at least one that it's that day, and he's got another one creeping.
We're getting close. Yeah,
we're getting close.
Yeah.
You might have no say soon.
Well, I mean, we're still they're still all dependents. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
They're still all dependents.
There's still some leverage.
There's a little leverage. Yeah. So I get to have an opinion. But yeah.
So happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Yes. Yeah. Hope everyone had a great Father's Day. And that's probably a good place to wrap it up. And we will hope you come back for another episode. All right. Stop the recording.
Stop the recording.
Stop the recording.